I was speaking to one of the vendors and talked about how the first year, probably 80 to 90% of everybody that was here, probably because there was so much of a YouTube influence, and which was great. It was still a great year. It was, there were good speakers and good information, but I think the majority of people were here because of YouTube. Last year, I think there weren't as many people, and I think part of that was because it wasn't a meet and greet. It's informational. It is learning how to better be a homesteader, or how to better do one thing on a homestead, and so this year I think people are getting that. What's up, everybody? John here, Delighted Acres Farm, and as you can probably tell, I am not at home. I am in a hotel room in Pryor, Oklahoma, because I am here. It is time for the 3rd annual OKIE Homesteading Expo. Sadly, it's just me. Kelly is not able to make it this year. We went to the first 2 expos, and I get to go alone, by myself. I'm a lonesome this year, but it's going to be good. I'm excited. It was kind of last minute that it even worked out that I was going to be able to go, and so Kelly stayed home, stayed with Bear. Anyway, you guys, here I am in my 1-bed queen size room. I will tell you, the quality is not top notch. If it's just me, and so I'm okay with that. If it were me and Kelly, we would be someplace else. Let me just leave it there. It's nice enough. It's clean enough. It smells like Thai food and mothballs in the lobby. I don't know why, but that's what it smells like. Thai food and mothballs. That's just kind of weird. It kind of smells that way up the stairs too, so. But I'm not going to complain about it, because I'm here to enjoy myself, to learn some things, to talk to some people that I've never talked to before, and to meet up with some folks that I already have met previously that I've interacted with on YouTube and online. And so I'm looking forward to that. I'm excited about that. So this is not going to be a downer video. It's just going to be the beginning of a great weekend. So you guys, I hope you stick around for the video. I hope you enjoy it. Let's get started.
This would not have been done without Randy and Greg. I promise you that. So let's give them a big round of applause.
Say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
So who brought the most people here? So we brought 8. So who brought 10 people here? Anybody? Who brought 8 people here? No. Oh, we've got 1. 9. Perfect. All right. So there's one.
But these birds are 6 to 8 weeks old, so they're ready to process in 6 to 8 weeks. If you want to let them go more, you can, but that doesn't help your profitability margins or your self-sustainability just to feed them. So that's what we do, and they don't grow much more than about, well, there's different like feather variations. This one is not a feather sexable. So you have to fit sex it, and I put bands on all my males, so I don't have to worry about it. But this is a feather sexable variation. Sorry. But his breast is red, and so at 3 weeks you'll be able to tell the males and the females if you get a feather sexable.
You don't see varroa mites because they hang out on the other side of the beak and stuff, so you never see the underside of the beak. If you are physically seeing varroa mites in your hive, then your hive is wrong and stuff. You're at the threshold level that they're probably not going to recover from.
We're just so thankful to have you guys here to learn about homesteading, raising meat rabbits today. We got Megan with Living.
Yep, living right.
And she is going to be telling you guys all about meat rabbits. If you're looking for meat rabbits, you're in the right room. We cannot wait to learn about everything you have to share for us. And I hope you guys enjoy yourselves and learn some stuff and have a wonderful time.
Hey everyone, welcome. Before we get started, I just want to know, will you raise your hand if you already have rabbits? Not that many. Okay, raise your hand if you're thinking about getting rabbits. Alright, so at the end of the presentation, I want to see if I persuade you to get rabbits or not. Okay.
All right, so year number 3 of Homestead Expo is underway, and it is already 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I really haven't said anything about what I'm videoing, but so I watched the guy butcher some quail, lady talk about meat rabbits, and just stuff about canning and preserving, and 5 different ways to basically be redundant in your food preservation, and just hanging out, talking to some people I already know, helping out a little bit where I can. And so anyway, there's some sisters here that are playing some music, and yeah, it's been pretty good so far. I'm gonna go take a walk around, see what else I can find, go check out the vendors and take a good look at those. I made a cursory pass earlier, but I'm gonna go take a look and maybe I'll find something I want to buy. So anyway, y'all stick around and I will I'll show you anything else exciting that I learn or that I see or anything like that.
Sorry.
So there have been a number of sessions that have been standing room only, and people have been actually sitting on the floor and taking notes and videoing, and so it has been very well received this year with the information that's being shared and the quality of the information. And so, y'all, it's pretty cool.
You've made from the plant and you've reduced the liquid amount. That's all it is. It's very, very simple. An elixir is a type of sweetened herbal preparation. It's from the tea or herbs where you add alcohol to it and then
because we work with all kinds of products, and many of those, if I'm not sure about them, I vet them. I was just in Tunisia not very long ago vetting some olive oil because it's very important for me to know for sure that what we have is really health and life-giving product, not just, yes, I can get the paperwork. I know all about the paperwork of certified organic. But they're, and nothing against that. It's a great step in the right direction. Certified organic is a great label. It's the best that we have right now.
Day one is almost over. I had to sit down, so I came out to the pickup, and I'm about to head out. I don't know what the rest of my day looks like, what I'm going to do for dinner or anything like that, but I am going to figure that out here in just a minute. But right now, y'all, I'm excited because this is a great turnout. The quality, I think I said before, the quality of the speakers, the quality of the information that is being shared, it's really, really top notch. Dutch and Kevin and their wives and all of the others in the area, all of their help through this last year have really done a great job. So it's just better even than the last 2 years. I was speaking to one of the vendors and talked about how the first year probably 80 to 90% of everybody that was here, probably because there was so much of a YouTube influence, and which was great. It was still a great year. It was, there were good speakers and good information, but I think the majority of people were here because of YouTube. Last year, I think there weren't as many people, and I think part of that was because it wasn't a meet and greet. It's informational. It is learning how to better be a homesteader, or how to better do one thing on a homestead, and so this year I think people are getting that, and there were a lot of people here today. There were more sessions today than what there have been. They had an extra room today for presentations, and most of the sessions today were standing room only. There were people lined up around the wall of the room, people standing, people sitting on the floor taking notes. That is a sign that people are hungry for information. People are hungry for how do I do the things to be successful on the space that I've got. If I have a half an acre or if I have 100 acres, how can I be successful with this particular crop or this particular animal? And a lot of the animals that they were talking about don't need a lot of space. Quail don't need much space. Rabbits don't need much space. And tomorrow it's going to be chickens and they talked about sheep and today, and y'all, there's just so much information that it can be overwhelming, but the turnout has been so good. The information has been fantastic. The quality of the speakers, like I said, it's just really good. So I think tomorrow I may actually have an opportunity to help out a little more. There are some people that had to cancel on their help, and so if they need me someplace tomorrow, I'm going to take the opportunity and help them out, because that was Kelly and I's original plan, was to just come and help and be a part of what's going on. And so we appreciate the work that has gone into it. We appreciate all the time and effort and the care and the thought that has gone into putting this whole thing on. And so I'm just going to be helpful if I can be. I struggle doing things like this because I have social anxiety. It has been helpful that there are other folks here that I have met before, that I have had conversations before, that, so having those opportunities to reconnect and to have touch points where if I'm feeling anxious, I can have a conversation with somebody I know. They don't have to know I'm anxious, but that kind of helps calm me down, and that's just kind of how it goes. And so, one last thing for today. I got to see and hear the guy that started Azure Standard, and he spoke today, and that was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. And so, if you're familiar with Azure Standard, then you know what they're about and the things that they try to do, and healthy options and no chemicals and all the stuff. And so it was pretty cool to get to hear him speak and to see him. So
degree angle in the road. 45, the reason it's 45 is so the water doesn't come to the water bar and stop. If it stops, then you get puddles, and pretty soon you get a big mud puddle on the upside of the water bar. But if you tilt it at 45 degrees, the water doesn't stop, and it takes leaves and twigs and things on out.
Call for Jake.
This entire process. But I am going to walk through it with you guys today because there's something you're going to notice that's different from day 1 and on day 7. It's also a common question I get asked a lot. So 1, we're going to talk about on day 1, day 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Started YouTube in 2020, right before the world stopped. And then it was great because we had nothing else to do. So we put out a video every other day for a year. And we worked really hard at it, and we've made some awesome connections through this crazy thing called social media. And then we started doing Facebook and I've done Instagram for a long time. But we've truly been blessed, and we've enjoyed learning or meeting other social media influencers, which a bunch of them are over here making faces at me. So now I have sheep because I decided I like sheep. We have beef cattle, and Gary got into highlands. And so we've done different things to see what we like, but my mom always told me stories about, chicken with your head cut off. She told me exactly what that was. And Craig that did the chicken processing this morning, he was saying, your grandma probably told you just to get an axe and cut their heads off, let them flop around and run all over the place. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I heard. But he was showing a better way to do it and things like that. So
let's not stress and worry. There's a lot of stress and worry in the world. We talk about it all every day on YouTube. But to be honest with you, if you have the things that you need, it tends to ground you. It tends to give you a little bit more peace, and you're not as worried about it.
All right. Let me talk about soybeans for a minute. I do not impugn any whole food. It's all good. Whole foods, look, all the studies that have been done with estrogens with soy have all been non-whole soybeans. That's why I don't use the term soy. There's a big difference between soy, which is all of the fat extruded from the bean and just the meal, versus the whole bean, which is the basis of tofu and all sorts of heritage foods. It would be like saying, because high fructose corn syrup comes from corn, I'm never going to eat corn on the cob. Things happen when you break food apart. Numerous rations, and the group that had the highest estrogen were not the chickens eating anything with soybeans. They were the chickens eating white clover. Now, chickens love white clover. It's their favorite thing. Are we going to say, no, chickens can't eat white clover? I think, folks, that sometimes we become too clever for our own good. And we all love a villain. You know, we don't have sacred causes anymore. So we got to find new fingers to point, new villains, new things to demonize.
Well, that's it, y'all. Just like that, all the chairs are put up, all the tables are put up, and now I think we got more chairs maybe to go put away, but for the most part it's done.